One of the most revealing questions I can ask a manufacturer or even another reviewer colleague is, what is the most misunderstood thing about your job? And if I were to ask myself that question, I would say that the most misunderstood thing about what I do is that my audience thinks I've heard everything. That's absolutely impossible. You could never hear everything. You could never even hear close to everything that comes out each year. So if we imagine that the number of new products that are released by manufacturers each year are represented by this, then I will get to hear this many. Like this tiny wafer thin amount of this. And that's the same for any reviewer really, any individual reviewer. Because hearing things at shows, well, it's a bit of a nonsense really. Anybody who tells you I heard that at that show and it sounded fantastic, they're kind of bullshitting you. Especially if it's a DAC or if it's a streamer or a turntable, unless the exhibitor took out that DAC, that streamer, that turntable and swapped it in with another one for an A-B comparison, you can't possibly know. So any definitive opinions offered on the back of show listening, I'm sorry, but for me that's nonsense. You really have to get stuff home. Now, I can only really review roughly one product a week because it takes maybe a day to take delivery and set up, a few days listening, a day to plan a video, the text that I'm going to say, it's not a script, but it's roughly a script. And then a day, like today, shooting a video. And that's condensing it. So it's about 6 days work from start to finish, from delivery to dispatch. And if I spend 4 or 5 weeks traveling for shows each year, that leaves me 45 weeks, subtract a few for time off or delays or illness, that's 40 weeks. So I might only get to hear a maximum of 40 products per year. And again, this is almost certainly true for any individual reviewer. I mean, there are a couple who work faster than I do. Steve Guttenberg is one, he's very prolific. He might even do 2 reviews a week. I can't work that fast, but like Steve, I only give opinions on gear that I have heard and have heard at home. And this is really important, heard at home. So the reason I'm telling you all of this is because a lot of you ask in the comment section, how does this compare to this? Or what does that sound like? And I feel bad because I would sound like a broken record if I replied to all of those comments, because I would say, I'm sorry, I've no idea because I've not heard that in my system at home. And if you're asking for comparative information, how does this compare to this? Then for me to give you a reliable response, I have to have those 2 products in my house at the same time. I don't really believe that oral memory is reliable. So I can't go, oh yeah, I heard that DAC like 3 years ago and this new one is much better. No, not really. I mean, I have done it in the past, but it does make me feel extremely uncomfortable. It's not reliable. So really what I'm talking about here is, I can't give you opinions on everything. So what I give you is just my opinions on gear that I have heard in my house. We make videos like this, but it's not really opinions. I mean, my job for me, as far as I'm concerned, is to describe sound and describe how things sound in relation to each other. So you can work out, which one might be for you. Because for one person, a really extended treble might be best. For another person, it might be a very well-controlled low end. For another person, it might be a very prominent mid-range. So I can't tell you which one of those is best. People write to me all the time, John, here are 4 DACs, which is best? I can't possibly tell you because I don't know what kind of music you like, what kind of things you listen for, what kind of things excite you or solicit the greatest emotional response when you're listening at home. I don't know you. I'm sorry, and I can't possibly know you because there are literally thousands of people that watch these videos. So really, the only information I can really give you is what's in the video. If you want extra information after the video, I'm really sorry. It's very difficult because for all the reasons mentioned previously, I can't give that information to you. Similarly, like if you're pinging me on Instagram or on Twitter, like how does this compare to this, or what does that sound like? If I haven't made a video, I haven't reviewed it, I really can't give you an opinion. So really, the only opinions or sound quality descriptors you're going to get from me is what I write on my website or what I publish on YouTube. I'm sorry if that's not enough. I really strive to, work extremely hard to get as many videos out as possible, as many written reviews out as possible. I'm working at maximum capacity. I'm 6 days a week. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying is you really have to take what you get from me. I'm sorry if that sounds a bit brutal, but that's really the truth. But I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. We spend a lot of time, Olaf here, Janet in New York, shooting, editing. A lot of care goes into these videos, and I think you can see that from the quality of the production, how they look. And I hope that what we're doing is elevating the standard of hi-fi reviewing on YouTube. So please bear that in mind when you think, well, John's not giving me the information I want to know, because I'm also putting a lot of effort into making these videos relatable to a wider audience. And so, yeah, some information is sacrificed to make that so. Anyway, I've rambled quite a lot there. So, as always, thank you so much for watching.